Somewhere in Alaska, two birds are locked together in midair, plummeting straight toward the ground. If they don't separate at exactly the right moment, they die. If they do, they'll have a nest together. More on that in a minute. But first, let's dive into the private life of the Pacific walrus. Every winter, females and their young gather on ice floes, and the males, not wanting to miss their shot, start their show in the water below. Underwater, males produce astonishingly complex sounds, bells, drums, whistles, and these aren't random noises. These guys keep such a tight rhythm that scientists actually call it walrus song. Males have special air sacs on either side of their throat that inflate like balloons, and that's how they produce these sounds. Think of these sacs as built-in speakers. Singing isn't the only trick in a walrus's playbook. They also surface and flash their tusks at the females, then slap the water to create huge splashes and foam. Whoever sings the most complex song wins, but it doesn't stop there. Males competing for the same female start fighting underwater. The winner gets the girl. The loser walks away with tusk scars that'll remind him of his defeat for the rest of his life. Mating happens underwater, and here's something wild. These guys' package can reach up to 2 feet long. Yep, you heard that right, 2 feet. That makes it the largest baculum in the entire mammal kingdom. But it gets stranger. This is a sockeye salmon. These creatures have one of the most fascinating stories in nature. First, they survive a brutal journey just to reach the ocean. Out there, silvery blue and thriving, they eventually turn around and swim back to the exact stream where they were born. The moment they enter fresh water, their color shifts to bright red. That's not all. A hump forms on their back, and their jaw curves into a hook shape. All of this, of course, to impress the females. The female uses her tail to carve out a nest in the riverbed. Meanwhile, the males start fighting. The strongest one bites the others and drives them off. The male who wins the fight rubs against the female first, a vibration signal that basically tells her, "You're good to lay your eggs now." The moment she does, he releases his sperm. Yep, that's usually how it goes. But sockeye salmon have their sneaky ones too. Some males never change color. They stay small and look like females. While the other males are busy fighting, these guys slip in the moment the female lays her eggs, fertilize them, and dart away. Biologists call them jacks. Bye, Sneaky Jack. Now let's get to those birds I mentioned at the start, bald eagles. The bald eagle is America's national bird, and its mating ritual plays out like an action movie. These birds mate for life unless one of them dies. Choosing a mate is basically a trust test. The pair first flies together high in the sky, tumbling and diving at speed. Then comes the defining moment. The two eagles flip upside down in midair and lock talons. Then they fold their wings and spiral downward in a free fall, spinning like a pinwheel. They're moving fast. Right before hitting the ground, they suddenly break apart and fly off. But sometimes things don't go so well. Some eagles fail to separate in time and crash into the ground. Yep, both die. Bald eagles don't actually mate in midair. That's a common myth. They mate on a tree branch. The male climbs onto the female's back. She shifts her tail to the side. He slides his tail underneath hers, and the whole thing is over in 3 seconds. Yep, that entire aerial dance for 3 seconds. But the strangeness doesn't stop there. This is a grizzly bear. Normally, grizzlies can't stand each other. They only come together during mating season. When a female enters heat, she releases a scent, and the male can pick it up from miles away. Finding her can take him weeks. Just as he thinks he's found her, rivals show up, and that's when the clash of giants begins. Males bite, claw, and slam each other to the ground. The winner earns the right to court her. Notice I said court, not mate, because winning the fight doesn't automatically win over the female. She's irritable, and he has to win her over first. The male follows her for days, nudges her gently with his nose, plays with her. Once she's convinced, mating begins. The pair mates repeatedly over several days. When the romance is over, they both go their separate ways. And by separate ways, I mean off to find new partners. The female doesn't get pregnant right away either. If she's built up enough fat reserves, the pregnancy proceeds. If not, her body simply cancels it. Females mate with multiple males during the season, which means a single litter can end up with cubs from different fathers. Then there are the romantics. The Arctic fox is one of them. Come spring, the male starts searching for a mate, calling out with loud, bark-like sounds. When a male and female meet, courtship begins. They circle each other, leap into the air, and playfully chase one another. If they hit it off, mating begins. The male mounts the female from behind, and the two lock together almost like a knot. Even if the male dismounts, he physically can't pull out right away. His member swells up like a balloon inside her, and she holds him firmly in place. Then the male turns to face away from her, and the two end up rear to rear, stuck together. This can last up to 30 minutes. Just don't tell the bald eagles that. There's a downside, though. While locked together, the pair is completely defenseless, which basically means double dinner for any nearby predator. If they don't end up as someone's meal, the pair can have anywhere from 18 to 25 pups, and the male doesn't abandon them. He keeps hunting through Alaska's brutal cold to feed the whole family. This is a muskox, basically a living fossil straight out of the Ice Age. When mating season hits, glands under the male's eyes release an extremely strong scent. Alpha males keep a harem of 15 to 20 females, and when it's time to mate, they have to fight to defend it. Two males face off. First, they show off their size, paw at the ground, and bare their teeth. If that display doesn't scare anyone off, the fight begins. The two males back up about 165 feet apart, then charge at full speed and slam their heads together. Picture two cars crashing head-on, but these animals' skulls are so thick, nothing happens to them. The fight continues until one of them gives up and flees. The winner earns mating rights with the entire harem. He figures out if a female is ready by sniffing her urine. Once he catches the scent, he lifts his head and makes a goofy face, teeth bared. Then mating happens, and it's over just as fast. These animals mate for only 3 seconds, too. Male muskoxen spray urine on themselves and on the females to mark their territory. You do not want to catch a whiff of that smell. It's that bad. But the females apparently love it. That's their strange little world. What can you even say? This is a willow ptarmigan, Alaska's state bird. When mating season arrives, the fleshy skin above the male's eyes swells up and turns a bright blood-red color. The male first stakes out his territory, leaping into the air and flapping his wings while making a sound like a mocking human laugh. To rivals, it's a challenge. To females, it's an invitation. When a female approaches, he doesn't just call out, he puffs up, spreads his tail feathers, and struts around her in circles. If a rival shows up during this, a fight breaks out between the two males, while the female waits off to the side to see who wins. If the female accepts the winner, she crouches down in front of him and stretches her head forward. The male climbs on top of her, gripping the feathers at the back of her neck to keep his balance. Mating lasts only a few seconds. This is a wood frog. These frogs freeze. Yep, you heard that right. They essentially die to survive Alaska's brutal cold. No breathing, no heartbeat. Then the ice melts and they come back to life. And they waste no time. They immediately find a wetland. Every male gathers at the pond and they all start croaking together. Once the females show up, chaos breaks out because they only have a few days to mate. So they jump on anything that moves. Sometimes a rock, sometimes a branch, sometimes even other males. On top of that, there are far fewer females than males. So when a female is spotted, dozens of frogs pile onto her at once. It sounds funny, but it's actually pretty brutal. Females can end up drowning underwater, crushed beneath dozens of males. And even if a male dies in the pile, he still won't let go of her. That's how love plays out in Alaska. So, which ritual did you find the strangest? Don't forget to drop it in the comments. I love you all. See you in the next video.